Top 5 Presidential Motorcade Fails. What is something that always shocks and surprises us whenever a prominent person arrives at some gathering or event? Well, for me, it is the motorcade. Those groups of vehicles completely woo and surprise anyone nearby by their extraordinary driving skills and are often seen as a procession of vehicles. Presidential motorcades are something that cannot be forgotten if you have ever seen them in your life. These are extraordinary and have always shown the status of royalty, dignity, and power the president or anyone from their family holds. A presidential motorcade comprises around 40 to 50 vehicles. In addition to the president, there may be cars carrying the president's close family, members of the press, White House or Blue House, or any other high-ranked officials of the respected nations, security officials, and VIP guests. The president, their family, and other important officials move in limousines that are completely covered and protected from all sides, including armors. There are other armored vehicles for the security service agents, black cats, a counter-assault team, and many more. At the beginning of the whole procession, the president and the VIP guests are guarded by police vehicles, 2 limousines filled with local law enforcement and Secret Service agents, and many more extra precaution vehicles are included on a presidential motorcade. Now, such motorcades have to be administered carefully and with extreme precaution to not allow a single person on the road, as well as the president, to bear any harm. They need to be monitored carefully to avoid any accidents or mishaps, and sometimes even after such administrations, a mishap does occur. Such presidential motorcades are not always beautiful and majestic and sometimes result in extreme and dangerous failures. Number 5. President Vladimir Putin Motorcade Fail. This motorcade isn't damaging or extreme, but is still considered one of the most dangerous presidential motorcades that failed in history. So, President Vladimir Putin was just leaving the Kremlin in Russia and was advanced and backed by a huge motorcade. There were police cars, security vehicles, and secret agents' limousines present in the motorcade. What happened was right near the Kremlin. There is a crossing that needs to be cleared out of traffic when a VIP or a presidential motorcade passes by. Now, who needs to be blamed? I don't know. You can either say it was the public's fault or maybe the traffic police, but there was a huge traffic lined up just in front of the motorcade. The presidential motorcade had to struggle by going through the cracks that took place in between the traffic and were considered highly dangerous as the safety issues were completely lacking. Something similar to this happened once again with President Vladimir Putin when back in 2018 a police car in front of the motorcade collided with another car on the road, killing the civilian driver on the spot. Both the civilian and the police driver were taken to the hospital, but unfortunately the doctors could not save the civilian. Number 4. President Obama's motorcade fail. The incident with President Obama, which led to one of the greatest motorcade failures in history, happened in 2012 and was a long time back. Many might have forgotten, but those who had witnessed it still shiver and get goosebumps while thinking about it. Barack Obama's limousine was called the Beast and favored the president a lot. But when the president and his wife, Lady Michelle Obama, were traveling from the U.S. Embassy in Dublin, Ireland to the Marine One helicopter to fly to visit his ancestral home in County Offaly, their limousine Beast hit a ramp before a bus was parked in front to block the view. Those who had witnessed it were scared to death because it was really dangerous and they could hear a sharp sound that almost sounded like some burst. Then the car got caught on a piece of metal sticking up the embassy's gate, making it hit the ramp. The witnesses stated that they could see the extremities of the accident, and very soon another car came forward and the first couple was shifted there. But according to a Secret Service agent, it was not Beast and instead was a spare limo, so the first couple were not the ones who were inside the limousine and hence were safe. Number 3. Another one of motorcade fails from President Obama. Casualties sometimes arise during any important matters, so we must always be prepared for it. You never know what can happen the next moment, and that's a reason how many people have either got seriously injured or even lost their lives. One thing to avoid such casualties would always be paying attention to your surroundings and staying calm and composed wherever and whenever necessary. Well, this might not have been known by that individual who was on the way for a date and got tackled by the police after he almost rode into Barack Obama's motorcade. This incident happened in 2016 when Barack Obama was in New York City for an appearance on NBC's The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon and a fundraiser. He was traveling with dignity along with his full motorcade. He was passing through Park Avenue when Daniel Provencio, the cyclist who was quite excited about going to meet his blind date and listening to Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe in his headphones, didn't notice that he was not supposed to be crossing this road and almost hit the president's car. It was right then and there grabbed by the police officers and was handcuffed. He was also given a disorderly conduct summons because of his negligence towards society and trying to in any form harm the president. As this incident was happening on the side, the president's motorcade passed by peacefully, which almost got ruined due to the negligence by some city bike cyclists. Number 2. President Pranab Mukherjee's motorcade that got stuck in traffic. One of the most common reasons for extremities and dangers to arise when a motorcade passes is traffic. When officials don't care about higher orders and fall into a sense of comfort, then such extremities rise. Well, sometimes it is also the fault of the drivers who are driving the motorcade vehicles that a failure eventually happens. Just exactly what happened to the case of President Pranab Mukherjee, President of India, in 2017. At the beginning of the year, the president had to attend an event at ITC Moria and was on his way there with the whole motorcade when the driver took a wrong turn, and eventually the car got stuck in traffic. So they had to take the Eastern Metropolitan Bypass, Kolkata, but the driver got confused and took the Park Circus Connector Road. Since it was not previously mentioned which road they would be passing by, thus the president's car and the motorcade got stuck in traffic for a whole 4 to 5 minutes. A similar incident happened with another president due to inattentiveness by the traffic control. The car had to pass through a heavy traffic area, crossing through the steeps and creeks that were found in between the cars, and there was also an immense amount of honking done. None of the roads were cleared, and even no amount of security or trying to dissipate the crowd was performed, which was a very bad job done by the officials. Just think about it. As the whole motorcade of a president is passing by, you are not only someone who's trying to break the calm and peaceful travel of theirs, but also responsible for creating havoc in the road by honking continuously. Along with a few more, this incident was considered disgraceful and was looked down upon. Number 1. Moroccan King's Motorcade Fail. Let me tell you all about one common practice that happens in Morocco. You can deliver letters and personal messages to the king yourself. Yes, it is a safety hazard for the king or any other VIP, but it is common and always happens there. This incident took place in 2019 when Pope Francis visited the country to expand the virtues of belief, boost ties between Christians and Muslims, and also express support for the country's growing migrant community. The king was traveling in the car at the center of the procession and waving at the public like he always does. The Pope was in a different vehicle on the other side of the road. The motorcade traveled to Morocco's capital, Rabat, as the king and the Pope visited the city's Hassan Tower. When they were passing by, a man suddenly approached the motorcade with an envelope. Now this is something quite unusual, as even though it is normal for commoners to let their messages be delivered to the king personally, trying to break the motorcade and then passing an envelope was too weird and dangerous. The man rushed towards the king's car in such a forceful way that it scared and shocked the public and the guards. As a result, the guards tackled the man and, upon further investigation, was found to be delivering some message to the king. The king did not seem to have noticed this, but this incident is still one of the most dangerous and massive presidential motorcade failures in history. Let us know your views in the comments below, and if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing for more.